Hey everybody, this is Stacey, Michelon with You Served, You Deserve. Got some exciting news as you heard in previous broadcasts. We're going to be doing some traveling. I have Rob and Seth with me. They're going to actually be in Okinawa August 29th to the 31st. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Uh, Seth, what areas are you guys going to be in Okinawa?
So we're gonna do. We'll be in Tsunabe, Shawtown area, at Sideline Sports Bar on the 30th. I'm sorry, on the 29th. The 30th, we're gonna host a barbecue down on Torrey Beach in Yomitan, and then on the 31st, we'll be at the Tea House at the Banyan Tree Golf Course, as well as going back to Sidelines that evening.
Wow, great. Sounds like an exciting event that you guys have lined up. So, Rob, have you been to Okinawa before?
I have not. It'd be
So-
my first trip.
Okay, great. And you've worked though with quite a few vets, right?
Several vets over there.
Yeah. The whole reason for this trip for Seth and Rob to go out there, of course, Seth, we know you lived out there for 10 years. Rob, you worked with a lot of clients. And in a second, we're going to hear some stories from you and Seth both with some of your clients. But listen, guys, the whole reason why we are planning this trip to Okinawa, because we want to talk to more and reach out to more veterans there. So we're really excited to see you, meet you, do a meet and greet. Rob, tell me, is there a story that sticks out in your head with a veteran that you worked with in Okinawa?
Yeah, there's several of them. All good stories. You know, when they call you up and they let you know, hey, I'm at 100%. I got my decision letter. One particular story is a veteran. He was on his last leg, last $800 in his pocket. Didn't have anything else. It was just last Christmas time. And about 3 days after Christmas, he recently had a baby, less than $1,000 in his pocket. And he's like, hey, Rob, I just got a decision letter, 100%. And, you know, it made me feel so good myself. But him, I was just ecstatic for him because, you know, it was life-changing for him. And again, please come out. We'll tell more stories. We'll tell war stories. Times being in military. So come on out.
Seth, how about you? I know now you lived there 10 years.
Yeah.
You've been working with us now, working with Veterans Advocate Center. What's a story that might stick out in your mind? Because a lot of these people are your personal friends.
Right. So I mean, before I started working here, right, when I was living there and I had the car shop, I sent a lot of guys to Rob. Former podcast, we talked about how you, me, and Rob and Chris and all have known each other for a long time. Really, I think one of the biggest ones was what we just talked about. He was really down on his luck after getting out of service. And it changed his life, right? I still talk to him on a daily basis. I've had so many other friends that have come through. There's one guy in the Air Force, same thing. He had a lot of mental health issues after he got out of the Air Force for various reasons, and it really set him up to get the help he needed, get the benefits he needed, and it kind of stabilized his life.
I've got to ask this question because Okinawa is big with a lot of military, a lot of retirees, a lot of people, subcontractors that work there. What is one of the objections that you hear a lot from veterans before they start working with you, or when you talk to your friend, before you start working with us, when you refer him over to Rob? Were there any objections that somebody would come up to you and say,
It wasn't so much objections. It was probably like a lack of education is what I would say.
okay.
You know, they think that if you talk to a company, you're obligated, or there's going to be hidden fees or costs to even go through the process and talk to someone like Rob, myself, you,
Sure.
Stacey,
Exactly.
to kind of see what might be on the table as far as their benefits. They feel like there's an obligation, or
Right.
maybe they don't have anything, they don't deserve something, right?
Sure.
We talk about mental health a lot on this show, and a lot of guys are like, but I didn't go to combat. I didn't do this. You know, I just served in garrison on Kadena Air Base or in Foster in the Marine Corps, something like that. But like the guy we just talked about that was, you know, had the baby and was down his luck, you know, he went through a court tribunal kind of situation, false allegations, all of that, and it affected his mental health. So it doesn't necessarily have to be combat related, right? So what I tell guys all the time is there's no obligation to come out, have a beer with us, talk while we're in Okinawa face to face, put a name with it. And, you know, we deal with the VA every single day, right? That's what we do. So we're able to listen to you and say, hey, you know, based off the experiences we've had, based off our understanding, our knowledge of CFR 38, here's what might be on the table for you for your benefits.
Sure.
And then we can help you from there.
We won't blow smoke, you know, and tell you we can guarantee you to get you a win.
Right.
But we'll get, as Seth said, we work with a lot of veterans. We talk to vets every day, and we can just give you our honest opinion, you know, if we think you have a decent claim or not. And again, don't be afraid. A lot of mental health, even myself, when I came back from Iraq, I denied for 5 years that I had an issue. I came back to a divorce, went to the counselor, my wife's counselor. She said, "Oh, you got PTSD." I said, "Bullshit."
Yeah.
I said, "Bullshit." And I walked out and I didn't go back until 5 years later. So you might be a little bit like me, but let's sit down and have a conversation.
There you go. And listen, I want to address this. Everyone who's watching this, the event coming up, even if you have a claim that got denied, talk to Rob and Seth about the claims that you had that were denied. Maybe you put a claim in and you got a decision letter. If you still have that decision letter, bring it with you. Show it to Rob, show it to Seth. Let him go through that decision letter with you. Mental health is one avenue, but we also the body. So if there's claims that you put in with your body, or maybe you didn't put them in with your body because you figure, hey, I'm getting older. This is just part of getting older. Rob and Seth will go through that with you and with what you did in the service. So again, please come out, do a meet and greet with Seth, with Rob. It's a lot of fun. Again, it's August 29th to 31st. And Seth, repeat those 3 locations again.
Yeah, so the 29th will be at Sidelines Sports Bar and Grill.
Sidelines?
Yep, Sidelines. Okay. Then Saturday we'll be on Torrey Beach at Cabana 4. We'll push all this out. All this information will come out on flyers, videos, everything. We'll make sure it all gets distributed over social media, etc. And then Sunday we'll be at the Tea House, which is the restaurant in Banyan Golf Club on Kadena Air Base. So
great, guys. Good luck. Everybody watching this, please come out. If you're not a veteran, bring a veteran. If you are a veteran, bring a veteran. Bring anybody who might have a question. There's no obligation to this. Have some drinks, have some food, and get to know Rob and Seth. Listen, before we end, is there anything else that you or Seth want to add to vets watching this?
yeah, so I would, not only the veterans that have served and are now out of service, I would encourage anyone in their last year of service, whether you're EASing, ETSing, or retiring, come out, meet with us, talk with us. We can talk to you about BDD, which is your benefits due at discharge. We can talk to you about making sure that you get the medical records you need before you get out,
Sure.
so that it's us or whoever you choose to help do your claim, can help, and you have that information in your records already. Because that's one of the biggest fights I think we see, is getting guys that nexus, right, to an injury because they never went to treatment.
Mm-hmm.
How many months or years or year or whatever the case is should it be that they start to do this?
About 6 months out from their ETS.
So
or
6
retirement.
months.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So listen, please come out. There's so much information. Seth and Rob are going to be there. They can answer any questions that you might have. Again, the information is going to be on the links below, the dates, the locations. Please click on the link, take a look at it. At the end of this video, at the bottom of this video, there are links there. And Rob and Seth, I look forward to seeing you out there. Have a wonderful time. Again, this is Stacey Michelon with You Served, You Deserve.